On the morning of August 22nd, 1989, at approximately 5:15 a.m., Huey P. Newton's life ended abruptly on a sidewalk in the Lower Bottoms neighborhood of West Oakland. He was acquainted with his killer, Tyrone Robinson, and reportedly taunted him before he was executed multiple times in the face. At that moment, he very likely understood the cycle of violent confrontation that he had publicly espoused would ultimately claim his own life. The 1400 block of 9th Street, the crime scene, was not Newton's Oakland residential neighborhood. The details of the shooting remain vague and reportedly arose over a dispute regarding cocaine. 25 years later, the real estate speculation has superficially freshened and gentrified the neighborhood. But one thing is evident: one does not linger or loiter in this neighborhood for long without consequence. This is the spot where Newton fell and his life ended. Tyrone Robinson was convicted for Newton's killing, despite claiming the shooting was self-defense. Newton's gun was never recovered. Robinson was initially incarcerated at San Quentin and afterwards at Pelican Bay as part of a 32-year term. He has been subsequently incarcerated at Corcoran and is currently at the California State Prison in Sacramento, obscured and disregarded. He has since changed his name. Huey Newton was cremated and his ashes reportedly interned at the Evergreen Cemetery overlooking the Oakland Hills. The cemetery is the same location which hosts 412 unclaimed bodies from the Jonestown mass suicide. The final decade of Newton's life was a depressing spiral downward, including imprisonment, charges of embezzlement, drug use, and violence. From whatever prism one views Newton's legacy, his death became another senseless urban casualty. Newton was clearly a very charismatic, intelligent, but deeply flawed individual. Over 25 years later, the measure of his influence remains as elusive as our full understanding of the 1960s and 70s protest era. Time and perspective may one day make coherent sense of the period and the man himself. Various interpretations of Newton's life and struggles have been interpreted and sometimes reinvented for iconic literature, cinema, and political commentary involving American race relations. The reality of his life and actions are far more complicated.